Hi, and welcome back to the channel. We're going to talk about how you can survive the holidays even without your kids. So let's dive right in and talk about some ways that you can plan to have an awesome holiday even without your kids. I'm Ruth, and I'd like to share my experience with how I figured out how to make the holidays fun, festive, peaceful, enjoyable, relaxing. Yes, it's true. Many of us have to share our kids over the holidays, and for a lot of moms, those can be some really lonely times. I spent my fair share of Christmas holidays, Thanksgiving holidays, and other holidays feeling sorry for myself and feeling like there was nothing that I could do to make them fun and special. But gradually, as the years have gone by, I found ways to make them actually awesome. And I look forward to the holidays now, even the time that the kids are gone, because even though I miss them terribly, I've figured out ways to make the time special for me. The holidays can be stressful and hectic and chaotic, and those are all the things that when you're surrounded by your children, you love those things, but they're not always easy. And if your kids are going to be gone for part of the holidays, it means that you can structure some time in for you and get some well-earned mommy time that you wouldn't be able to have otherwise. The first thing that I've done that's really helped me is to plan in advance. Make sure to have a clear plan in advance so that you know exactly when you're going to have your kids and when they're going to be with their dad. And structuring this in such a way that you can plan in advance will allow you to start anticipating some of the things that you can do when your kids are away celebrating with other friends and family. What are some of the things that if the world was your oyster, if the sky was the limit, you have wanted to do or you'd like to do? Well, guess what? This is a time that you can do some of these things. Think about the different friends that you may have wanted to see for a long time. This is your opportunity to do that. I'm talking about friends that maybe didn't get along with your ex, friends that don't necessarily love children, friends that are a little bit too far away to bring the kids along, maybe friends who are single, maybe a mentor or a family member who's elderly if they're able to see you even during quarantine. These are the kind of people that you are suddenly freed to go and see that maybe in your role as mom, you can't go and see. Yes, you can do it. If you have the money and you have the bandwidth to do it, you can plan a vacation just for yourself. There's nothing stopping you. You don't have to sit at home and mope and feel sad because the kids are gone. A second thing that's really helped me is to not listen to the outside voices. Of course, when you are a married person and as a person with children and a family, you'll be surrounded by other friends and family who are in a similar life phase as you are. Maybe they also have young children. Maybe they're anticipating lots of holiday events, opening Christmas presents with the kids and getting ready for Santa Claus to arrive and putting out the milk and cookies. They'll tell you how sad they are for you. Or they'll say things like, oh, that must be so lonely, or oh, you must be so depressed. For a long time, my well-meaning friends and family would say things like that to me, and I accepted those things because that is the way I felt. But as the years went by, I realized, although they mean well, it's okay for me to actually tell them that I'm doing okay. So the second tip in some ways is really just to give yourself permission to be okay with celebrating the holidays without your children. As moms, we often carry around mommy guilt about a million different things. Oh, they didn't have the organic applesauce at the grocery store last time, so we cheated and bought the conventional. Ooh, I hope none of the other moms saw. Or remember that time when Johnny hurt his arm and we told him he was going to be okay, and later on we found out it was broken. Mommy guilt is real, but most of the time it's actually not helpful. And this is one of those areas where if you're feeling guilty about being a little bit excited about celebrating the holiday on your own, it's okay to plan fun and exciting adventures for yourself when your kids are also going to be having fun and exciting adventures with their dad. I've talked about this in other videos, but another tip that I have is that this can actually be a time of money making for you. If your children are going to be gone, you can go ahead and Airbnb out their rooms or spaces in your house to other people who may want to travel to your area to visit friends and family over the holidays. You can actually make quite a bit of money doing this. If you decide to leave the house and go on your own trip, well, you can double the amount of money that you can make by Airbnb-ing out the entire house before you go. Yes, there's some preparation involved, and yes, you have to get registered on Airbnb, and yes, there are risks involved. So for sure, go ahead and discuss it with friends and family and financial advisors and other people who know your area and know whether it's a safe place and if this could be a good idea for you. But for me, living in a suburban area that was quite safe and it was near to a major metro area, this was a way that for me, I've made money a number of different times over the holidays. So turn it into a money maker for yourself. Maybe you don't want to go away and maybe you don't want to travel. But if you're anything like me, you've got a ton of different projects. I almost said honey-do list, except I'm my own honey. You've got a ton of projects that need to get done. And for me, getting some of those done over the holidays is extremely fulfilling. Some of these are things that have been on a list for maybe a year and I've just been waiting and wanting to get them done, but they stack up and the daily grind prevents me from actually digging into something where I need full undivided attention for a whole day or maybe 2 days. One of the times that my kids went away for the holidays, I completely rearranged the upper floor of our house. I moved furniture. I started a whole bunch of organizational projects. And when the kids came back, it was almost like a brand new house and it felt so good. We kicked off the new year in a way that was more organized, more streamlined. And I felt rebooted, even though I'd been working my tail off the whole time the kids were gone. It was very rejuvenating for me to feel like I was going into the new year with a brand new life. Maybe you decide that you're just going to have a staycation and you really do truly pamper yourself, especially if you're an introvert. This can actually work out really well, particularly if you decide to just turn your phone off. Turn off a lot of the alerts on your phone, pamper yourself, take some long baths. Maybe you've saved up enough money to get a massage or a manicure, or maybe that's what you ask for from friends and family for your Christmas presents. Just tell them, I don't want any more things, but I would love a gift certificate to get a massage or whatever it is that floats your boat. This is your opportunity to pamper yourself. You can't do it when the kids are all around, so you can actually take some time out to think about the things that you used to love to do before you had kids. Okay, so let's say it's Christmas morning or Christmas afternoon, your kids have jetted off, they're going to be gone for a couple days or maybe even a week, and your plans for the week are to get some R&R, watch some YouTube videos, watch some Netflix, and sleep in each day. And you feel like you have a great plan in place, but you suddenly realize you're not doing that well. You're depressed, you're upset. It hits you harder than you thought it was going to, that your kids are gone. Not to worry, it's okay. Before the holidays hit, I recommend coming up with a plan B, or what I call an escape plan. And that sounds funny because we're talking about escaping from your own house or escaping from yourself or escaping from a plan that you'd already put in place. But in reality, there's so many times in life that we actually need an escape plan if things don't go well. When I used to go to a therapy group, they called it an emotional escape hatch. And I found that if I always build an emotional escape hatch into any well-laid plan, it means that if there's a fatal flaw that I haven't recognized beforehand, that I have a way to escape it. So come up with a plan B. Before Christmas arrives, put some feelers out to just a couple friends and family members, or maybe even organizations in your area, to come up with an alternate plan if you find yourself wallowing in depression, hurting, crying on the couch, and feeling like there's nothing to do. And just let them know, hey, over the holidays, at any point I'm not doing that great, can I come to visit you if you're not in quarantine? Can we have a Zoom call if you guys are in quarantine? Can we chat on the phone? Or if there's an organization in your area like a soup kitchen that is allowing volunteers in on Christmas Day or even the week after Christmas, find out, could they be taking volunteers on that day, so that if you find yourself in a very bad place, you have an escape hatch in place so that you can leave, you can get up, you can go. Maybe it's something as simple as, I'm going to go for a run and I'm going to get some exercise. Or maybe your gym is open and you say, okay, if noon rolls around, I haven't gotten out of bed, I feel depressed, I'm going to go work out at the gym, and then I'm going to drink a smoothie from the cafe at the gym. That's going to be my Christmas present to myself. After I drink my smoothie, then I'm going to come home and I'm going to read a book, or I'm going to call a friend, or I'm going to get in touch with a loved one or a family member who's living in a nursing home who may be lonely. In other words, come up with a structured plan for yourself that's an escape hatch if your original plan falls through. That way you're covered no matter what. If you're going to go on a trip, do the same thing. Maybe you're going to visit friends. Have an escape hatch and let yourself know, okay, if the trip's not going well, I can do this instead. I can go see this destination, do this sightseeing out on my own. I can make sure that I have the ability to escape from a situation that might be negative or might be causing me to feel depressed. These are plans that for me over the past holiday seasons have become invaluable in letting me face the holidays cheerfully, confidently, and knowing that they're not going to get me down. And that if that depression starts to sink in, or if I feel sad because I miss my kids, I have another plan in place to cheer me up. And lastly, do tell your kids that you're going to be having fun. Under no circumstances should you tell your children that you're going to be lonely while they're gone. Yes, of course, you can tell them that you're going to miss them and that the fun that you're having isn't as much fun as you would have if they were with you. But you should let them know that you are okay, that you are thriving, that you are coming up with plans for yourself, that you're having exciting adventures. This will model for your children, especially your girls, if you have girls, the idea that on your own, as a solo mom, as a single mom, you have all the tools that you need to take charge of your own happiness, to take charge of your own contentment, and that you don't have to look for someone else to fix things. You can fix the problems, and you can still go on your own adventures and make your own life. When children know this about their mom, it gives them an amazing sense of stability and allows them then to go on their visitation, whether it's one day or a week, without carrying any guilt, which is a classic problem that a lot of children of divorce have, sadly, that they go visit a family member over the holidays and they spend the majority of their time feeling guilt about the other parent that they left behind. So many children of divorce say that they spend most of their holiday with a sense of guilt because they can't be with one parent or the other. And this is your holiday opportunity to free your children from any feelings like that and to let them know mommy is doing great. She is going on adventures, she misses you, and she knows that you're going to have a fantastic holiday and she can't wait to see you when you get back. Sending a message like that to your kid will make a huge difference in their mental and emotional well-being and their ability to have an awesome Christmas for themselves as well. So that's it, folks. Let me tell you, if you have a plan in place to have an awesome holiday, even without your kids, you will enter it with confidence, with a sense of joyfulness, with a sense of gratitude for what the season really means in your faith tradition. As a Christian, I want to focus on the birth of Christ and his arrival, and to be able to think about blessing other people with that amazing message. And when that got all scrambled up after divorce, it was really hard, and I felt like I'd lost a lot of the reason for the season. And by refocusing on Christ and coming up with a plan so that I could make him the center focus for me instead of my sadness or my loneliness, things got really awesome. And I know they will for you too. Post in the comments down below, what are your holidays going to look like? Will you have your children for the whole holiday season? Will they be gone for part of it? How are you feeling about that? Are you nervous? Are you excited? What kind of plans do you have during this year when we have a lot of limitations and quarantine? I'd love to know. Please hit the like button if anything in this video was helpful for you, and I'd love it if you would subscribe to the channel. I have new videos every week about being a solo mom. See you soon.